Hello there and welcome back to Rosewater. Now, last time we managed to get to El Presidio. However, we did not get there unscathed because in the Devil's Pass, as we came through, we ran into this game's version of the Pinkertons, who were after two of our members, Jake and Phil, for their involvement in the heist that we did towards the beginning of the game. With the Otham raiding the wagon and getting the weapons, basically the weapons and stuff, supplies. So, bit of a shootout. Gentleman Jake ran off and hid, and Phil ended up getting shot after this shootout. Now, Nadine couldn't save Phil, and so we lost him. And Gentleman Jake realized he was a coward and decided to leave and run away. Like, for real, run away. Now, I don't know whether that's going to come back to bite us later on, because I don't know whether he's just left so that he can try and take the full share of the loot, a perceived loot, that, I don't know, it could come back to bite us. However, that's a later me problem. So, we're down to 3, because we did have Lola, but when we reached El Presidio, her contract was done, so she's still in the area, but she's not officially part of the crew anymore. So it's just Harley, Nadine, and Danny left on the go. Now, when we reached there as well, we ended up speaking to a local bigwig, basically in the energy company, and she informed us of the deal that she made with Gentleman Jake. Now, it turns out that there was no treasure, and that she hired Jake to get a crew together and go find Clark himself and bring her to him, or bring it to her. So we've taken on that contract. No real loot to say it. However, she's going to provide us with a major reward. I think it's like 20,000 crowns, something like that. That's a lot of money. So we have now broken into the Jolly Good Club, which is where Dr. Clark's been staying, and that's where we left it. Nadine and Danny are outside still, because we could only sneak one of us in, obviously that being Harley, obviously our played character. So we are inside the club now, and I'm assuming, have to go looking for any evidence of Dr. Clark and find him and bring him to her, to Our Lady. Jolly good stuff. Jolly good show. So, that being said, we're just going to jump straight back in, because I don't really have anything else to say. And I do tend to waffle on a lot, genuinely. And my outros tend to extend, and like my episodes extend, and they're best intentions. So, that being said, please grab your favourite drinks and snacks, curl up somewhere comfortable, come hang out with me as we jump straight back into Rosewater. Enjoy, guys. Enjoy. Right, so here we are in the Jolly Good Club. Literally just come in. So let's have a poke around. I don't know if we're on time limit or not.
Volumes of books. Nothing particularly noteworthy, though.
Just gonna look at everything, see what we can take.
Many an antlered beast.
Very impressive atlas as well.
I wonder how long it would take to read every one of these books, and if any of them are worth it.
Probably not. That looks that looked like writing on the table there. Wait, is that a dodo?
A stuffed bird. The plaque says it's called a dodo. How odd. Various
completely extinct.
Of rich people enjoying themselves. Suppose they need to prove how happy they are.
That's where the phrase "as dead as a dodo" comes from, because they're all gone.
Can actually be used in combat. I imagine most of the folks in here are great admirers of Mr. Atwood.
Well, why do I know Atwood's name?
Make a point of standing up for the great big rich guy.
I don't remember who Atwood is.
Stereotype showing
it's
a
probably important.
Outside the club. The plaque says opening day. nondescript landscape, not very well executed. A painting of a cafe.
A little bit harsh.
It's like
Holly's
somewhere
an
in
art
Europe.
critic. Anything in here?
Various exhibits in these cases, mostly old coins and trinkets brought back from who knows where.
Oh, in memoriam. Are these dead guys?
Edgar Whitmire, founder of the Jolly Good Club. There's a plaque above all those portraits that says In Memoriam. Seems these are former club members.
Probably all dead. Let's read that. Jolly Good Club members in good standing. We have a whole load of names. I wonder if these are like backers or if these are maybe a mixture of backers and actual information. Might have to come back to this. They're in alphabetical order though, at the very least. Based on first name. Alright, we might come back to that. Are we done down here? Yes, let's go upstairs. Oh yeah, I forgot. They're actually having a talk down here. We can listen.
As you see, gentlemen, my analysis was correct. The region is absolutely ideal for the formation and preservation of fossils. Though I have so far recovered only a small part of what I believe still lies out there, I was able
This
to...
is the area where people start finding
you see before
like
you.
thingy skeletons, dinosaur skeletons.
This ancient lizard, which I have christened the Eremosaurus,
Which I think I heard a
roamed the lands near the
statement.
San
I'm
Juan
not.
Valley over
I might be getting this wrong.
2 million years ago.
This is fascinating, but I'd better get a move on.
Very true. It is fascinating. However, I did hear it was a statement, and I'm led to believe it's true, and it probably is true. I haven't fact checked it. That George Washington didn't know that dinosaurs existed. I don't know whether that's true or not. It's interesting though.
Stern
Consider
looking
it.
fellow. He's got a medal on his chest with 4 stars on it.
General.
General Lancaster Bevins.
Lancaster Bevins.
1770
Okay.
to 1832.
All right. I don't know if he's going to come into play at all. Rooms.
Bat.
Locked.
Locked, of course. But these are the simplest door locks I've ever seen.
Okay. Ooh, hello.
Perhaps this ice pick will be of service.
Quite possibly. I will take an ice pick.
Mrs. Edgar Whitmire. I bet she's never set foot in this place either.
Probably not. Why is a painting in here though? Apart from the
Ham.
chesticles. Wait, can we use lockpick to unlock these doors? She did mention simple lock.
Nothing to it.
We'll go in.
That wasn't the right room.
Okay. Can we unlock this one? Are we going to brute force these doors?
There's lots of doors. Do I really want to pick them all?
I mean, we could. To be fair, I don't know how many there are.
There must be a way to figure out the right room.
Probably yes. Right. So what information have we got? I don't even know how many rooms there are. This is 4? Hold on, let's count. We should probably count. I know I'm stalling. I'm going to go back. Okay. So this was the first set. So that's 2, 4. I'm just going to go along. 6, 8, 10. Okay, there's 10 rooms. I don't want to pick the whole lot. Or can we get through vents as well?
Warm air is coming from the grate. They must have that indoor steam heating I've read about.
It's kind of cool. Right, so let's go. We need to find out what room he's in. How do we do that? I'm going to go back. We're going to look at that painting as well, because that looks important.
Aurum Star members. Where have I heard that before?
Yeah, where did we hear that?
Why is that man pointing at a skull? Does he think it makes him look mysterious?
Probably yes. Right. So I'm assuming these people are important people.
Jovial looking fellow. Either that or he's got a secret.
Everyone has secrets.
He's wearing a medal shaped like a leaf.
So these have like distinguishing features. So that guy has a thing. Obviously, he's a general.
What a sourpuss. I don't think I'd like to get on his bad side. The insignia on his shoulder shows 4 stars.
4-star general.
This man's got a vacant expression. Wonder what he was thinking about.
Probably what he's going to have for lunch.
Fancy ring. Probably worth a few 100 crowns. I've never understood men who grow beards without mustaches.
Also, I don't get that either. Generally. It's a style. It's not one I partake in.
He looks bored, but I would be too if I had to stand perfectly still for that long.
Wait, is this a painting or a photograph? Okay, so Aurum Star. We've heard of Aurum Star before. That'd be in the letter.
February 9th, 1850. Clark, I have a business proposal. Relinquish that dusty laboratory in the middle of nowhere. Come to El Presidio. You may stay in my suite at the Jolly Good.
Okay, his suite in the Jolly Good Club.
Membership and military rank afford me certain privileges. You will be furnished with the comforts owing to a man of your intellect and accomplishments.
It's signed L.
Okay, so we've got L.
You needn't have any concern for your valuables, as there is ample secure storage in the room. One of the aforementioned perks.
Okay, so he was an Aurum Star member. So is he on the list? Is he on this picture? Also L. So that's got to be him. That's got to be the guy that wrote the letter. General, he's member. So how do we work out? Because these are all nicknames. They look like nicknames.
Archie.
Rather than like full-on names. Because obviously Archie, Kit. So these aren't like proper names. So we know he's a general. He's a member of this club. And he has L. It's signed L. But is that first name or second name L? So check of these.
Chan.
So we're going to be able to work out whose room.
Lige.
We're looking for his room. The general's.
Willie.
Okay.
Ned.
I'm going to look at these names. I know it's going to be very boring. What have we've looked at them all? Finny. And last one.
Sai.
Okay. So we need to work out the guy's name in order to get a nickname in order to find out the right door. So based on the information we've got, General with an L in his name, either first name or surname, because it was signed. Could that book in the lobby, in that room downstairs, could that be not just maybe backers, but maybe it's part of the clue. Alright, I'm gonna go down. Let's go down and see it. So maybe the clue is in here. So we're looking for generals. We know he's a general. And can we work out from there? It's General Archibald Clements. Archie was on the list, wasn't he? Well, Archie was one of the rooms. I'm gonna go pen and paper. Although it can't be Archie. No, let's not, because yeah, Archie's on the room, but there's no L in his name. We're gonna ignore that. So next one, none on that page. None on that page. We're looking for generals. Henry Hank Lawler, general. Hank was not one of the rooms. He does have an L in his name. He is a general. Hank wasn't one of the nicknames on the pedestals. Bells on the plaque things. Unless Ham, although that's a nickname right there, Hank. That is the nickname. So I can't imagine him having a nickname and then having a different shortening the nickname on his plaque. So we're gonna ignore that one. Next one. No more generals on there. We're on our last two pages. Businessman, physician, General Timothy Tim Buchanan. Again, no L in his name. He is a general though. Businessman, Verge, physician, MP. Okay, last general. This has to be him. William Willie Laporte. We did see a Willie. Stop typing. If you're British, you'll understand that reference. Could probably be. Sorry, we're just gonna gloss over that. William Will. It has. Well, okay. This seems to be the right guy. Has an L in his name. Laporte. Willie is on the list of, like, he's on one of the plaques, and he's a general. So we're looking for Willie's room. Okay. Let's go back up. Which one was Willie again? I don't think you do. I think he was further in, wasn't he? Was it one of these ones or was it the next one? I remember it being past the picture.
Lige.
I remember it being past that picture. So it has to be one of these.
Willie.
Okay, there's Willie's room. Right, so let's unlock that one.
There's lots of doors.
There is. However, I think this is the right room. Yes, it is. Nice.
This must be Laporte's room. And there's the safe.
Okay. That's a bit of a poke around. I mean, we could have brute forced that and just literally lockpicked every single room. 10 rooms. She would have grumbled about it each time. However, we probably would have just found this room naturally. However, we like a good puzzle. We don't want to skip puzzles if we can help it. Let's start poking around.
Nothing. This desk hasn't been used in a while. It's still early in the evening. I hope we can locate Clark before morning.
I mean, it's possible. Can we...
Completely empty.
Okay. Anything in the bed?
I found a crumpled note. Better take it.
Oh, nice. What's on the note? I wonder.
A few suits.
We'll leave the safe till last because I get the feeling if we interact with that safe, something might happen. It might cause a chain reaction.
Can't believe I've been wearing the same clothes nearly 2 weeks now.
I mean, have you been washing your clothes though? It doesn't matter wearing the same outfit for 2 weeks. That doesn't matter. Genuinely doesn't matter. It's if the clothes are clean and don't smell. Okay, we're not going out there. Look at the painting.
Still life of some fruit and flowers. Hotel art.
There is such thing as hotel art. It's like all paintings that are just like cheap.
A wild frontier.
Not cheap, but
One
like commissioned
hell
just for general random stuff. Right, let's check this note first.
General Laporte, as per your request, we have provided your suite with a safe. The combination is 12 right, 9
This
left,
had ample storage.
5 right. Please share this information only with those you trust. Management.
Oh, nice. Okay, so we've got the code for the safe. I'm assuming that. Okay, let's just open the safe. Oh, we have to. Okay, we have to do it ourselves. Never mind. We should probably pay attention to the code.
Laporte, as per your request, we have provided your suite.
So it's
with a
right,
safe.
left, right.
Combination is
1295, 1295, left, right, left.
5 right.
Right.
Please share this information only
Right, left,
with
right.
those you trust. Management.
1295, right, left, right. Okay. Turn that. So 12, 9, 5. No?
Fantastic.
You tease.
All
You
right, let's see what
absolute
we've got
tease.
here. Some kind of wooden card? Better hang on to it. And another journal, but not Clark's. Uh-oh. Sounds like the presentation's wrapping up.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Scarce.
Let's get out here. She's just gonna leave on her own. Hi.
And who might you be?
I was on my way out.
Oh, don't mind me. I was just
leaving.
I'm afraid I must mind. This is a members-only club, and you clearly aren't a member. Therefore, I can only assume that you must have broken in.
I didn't break
It
in.
was to steal something, I suppose.
I'm just looking for. I'm going to tell the truth. We're just looking for
I
someone.
just came in here looking for someone.
Oh, looking for whom?
Well, it's not you, so really, why should it matter?
You're quite clever.
Yes.
Very well, you can go. Let it not be said that General Laporte can't be merciful. But if I ever see you in here again, I won't be so lenient.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes,
Very,
sir.
very. Yes, sir. Do we really just talk our way out of that?
Were you successful?
I think so.
Somewhat, yes.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's go. I can't believe we actually talked ourselves out of that.
Now, let's see what's in this diary I found.
Oh, are we reading time? Reading time? Oh, buckle up. I don't know how many pages there are, but we're going to read it. The soldier is not a political animal. His sole concern is to determine how to achieve the objectives he has been given with all the resources he can muster. The motives behind the order, the whys and wherefores, are not his to question. That is politics, and it's for politicians. Weird kind of take, but okay. But the soldier is also a private citizen of his republic. He is endowed with a vote and a voice, and may must use all his faculties of discernment and discretion in the exercise thereof. As a citizen, he may be rightfully interested in national affairs and moved to do all that is within his power to deflect a march toward ruin. Any less will be a dereliction of his patriotic duty. I write this not as a soldier, but as a concerned citizen. Indulging the basest populist fears, Leroy is pursuing a Labourite agenda of anti-tech appeasement that will shackle the productive capabilities of this country for generations. The inevitable result will be an economic depression and a want of military readiness that will put us at mercy of our enemies and render us permanently dependent, withered and diseased appendage of the crown. I've got to say, this journal's a little bit dry. Steam tech and its even more potent successor, ethericity, are the engines that will power our prosperity and military might. If we do not pursue these technologies with all robustness, we may be assured that others will. Both as a citizen and as a soldier charged with the defence of our Commonwealth, I cannot stand idly by and watch our future destroyed. An infant industry is poised to be strangled in its crib. Its genius father must suffer his reputation to be torn to tatters, all because of a single unfortunate accident. Talking about Clark. I refer, of course, to the incident of the Lamplight City Export, which Leroy has seized upon as an opportunity to decry the intolerable dangers of the whole etheric project and agitate for a total ban. The way of progress was never smooth, but after stumbling over the first pebble in the road, a timorous populace now wrings its hands in hysterical anguish. Political opportunists now rush to coddle simple minds by vying to introduce the most stringent measures yet proposed. These men are ignoramuses, also known as idiots, who cannot see the potential in what Dr. Clark has wrought. The nation that first tames the unbridled power of ethericity will be the unrivaled leader of the world, and need genuflect to no potentate. Again, this is very dry. Is dry the right word? Blusterous, maybe? I don't know whether that's the opposite of dry. I don't quite know. I'm tired. We're just reading it. Vespucci needs an etheric project of her own, not subject to the whims of politics or commerce. Dr. Clark is just a man to carry it through. He must not be allowed to succumb to the passing winds of ill favour. Fort Beaumont is a conveniently situated outpost out of the way of common traffic, yet close enough to the rail terminus in the town of Rosewater. Close by in the San Bernardo Valley is a village of indigenous people who might be kept in a state of sufficient aggravation and agitation to render the fort an indispensable bulwark against them, as none may dispute that certain campaigns of suppression emanating from Fort Beaumont, that's the one that we're at right at the beginning of the game, back near Rosewater, must therefore be waged, and fivefold increase in its annual allotment of material to fund such operations will provoke no complaint. However, I cannot work with Captain Mayhew. He is principled and proud and will not be susceptible to the usual inducements. A tour patrolling the Laurentian border will provide him ample opportunity for the honourable and distinguished service he creates far from here. So basically they want to ship him off to somewhere else. As for a replacement, there is in Clayton Creek a certain Lieutenant Stokes, presently facing summary court martial on charge of disorderly conduct and public drunkenness, after causing the death of a local in some dispute over a woman of low virtue. So the captain that was originally in there, he was shipped off to somewhere else, replaced with this guy, which is the guy that we've dealt with. The one that keeps on attacking the Otham. It happens that Stokes descends from an old military family. His grandfather, no less a man than Colonel Remington Stokes, lost his life in the pacification skirmishes that ultimately civilized Dixie. Consequently, the lieutenant harbours no love for savages and a strong aversion to any stain of dishonour upon his distinguished family name. Basically an asshole. In gratitude for the dismissal of charges and a promotion to captain, such a man could prove exceptionally complacent. I think complacent. Well, it said complacent. It's obviously the right word. The first cup of water given to a man rescued from a shipwreck at sea tastes as sweet as the finest wine. How much sweeter than the finest wine must be accompanied by steak and lobster and followed by a quantity of port and good cigars. Dr. Clark has accepted the hospitality of my club and given ear to my entreaties. I have impressed upon him the need for utmost discretion. In return, he will be at liberty to continue his research here, sheltered from the disturbance, and wholly provided for in the smallest detail. It is an offer that no man in his position could possibly refuse. Over the last page. All has been arranged on Garnet Island. At no small expense, and the facility is ready to receive its chief researcher. Preparations were underway well in advance of his acceptance. Had Dr. Clark proved unwillingly, another expert, less proficient and likely less tractable, would have to have been procured. It's for the better that such contingencies were not necessary. With Dr. Clark leading the effort, Project Rosewater can commence imminently. Rapid progress is expected. When my country is ready to sup on the fruits of his labour, she may well thank me for my foresight. Okay.
Clark's not at the club anymore, but I found
So-
out who invited him to El Presidio.
He's
An
at
army
Gannett
general
Island.
named Laporte. He's got Clark on Gannett Island working on some secret operation called Project Rosewater.
Project Rosewater?
No idea what it is, but it's the whole reason Laporte brought Clark here.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Remember those crates on the army supply wagon? The ones marked Rosewater? They weren't
Yes,
going to the
I remember
town of
those.
Rosewater. They must have been coming here for Project Rosewater.
Of course. Fort Beaumont was just a waypoint. It sure seemed like a lot of stuff for one little outpost in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, we sold a whole bunch of
Night
stuff.
deliveries. The Aurum boss.
Something big is going on here. We need to have a talk with Shaw.
Yes, let's go talk with Shaw. Again, I don't know why that's so laggy
Miss
coming in here.
Leger, have you any news?
Yes,
Clark's been
kind
working
of.
Gannett Island.
If she's after Clark, I am kind of wondering why.
Gannett Island? There's nothing there, just a crumbling fort and lighthouse.
Have you heard of an army general named Laporte? Or something called Project Rosewater?
Neither. Go on.
Do you even know what you're dealing with? What's your interest in Clark? This goes deeper than just finding a missing person. Yeah, it does. It goes
There's
deeper.
clearly something much bigger at play here. This quest has run us afoul of some very dangerous people. If you expect us to get Clark for you, I want to know why you want him so badly.
Yeah. Why?
Very well.
You
Imagine
just- okay.
airships, engines, furnaces, powered not by petroleum and coal, but by ethericity, an infinitely renewable energy source.
Electricity,
that comes from
basically.
the sky itself, clean, efficient, and economical.
But you run an oil company.
I run an energy company, Miss Leger. Energy takes many forms.
True.
With Dr. Clark in my employ, we can lay the groundwork now for a pivot from oil to ethericity. Once the benefits become apparent, the market will clamour for clean, safe, etheric energy.
I mean, why not? If you get in on the ground level, it's going to be
What about the ban?
very profitable.
Bans are imposed by governments, and governments change, Miss Leger.
Also true.
Supports Leroy's technophobic policies. The Labourites are barely hanging on. It's not just Atwood's trade party that would like to see etheric advancement back on the table. Royalists, justice, pioneers, even the Christian Union would all get on board. In
Yeah,
these
everyone wants it.
fractious times, ethericity has the potential to be a great uniter. Change is just over the horizon. But enough politics. You know where Clark is. Go get him. Best of luck. Yeah,
Okay.
before you go, my lodestone.
Oh yeah, we borrowed
Sure.
borrowed your rock, didn't we?
Thank you.
You can have it back. Okay, so what we're doing now? What's our objective now? Okay, Gannett Island. So how are we going to get to Gannett Island? I mean, the docks, maybe? Can we take a boat to Gannett Island? Can we maybe discuss something? We're going up, aren't we? Wharf. Seems like we should take a boat. Questionable. Is that guy proposing to him down on one knee?
These two are engaged in some highly emotional quarrel.
Probably because he just asked him to marry him and, you know, they're having a bit of a fight. Is that going to lead us back out? No. Oh, wait. Forgot about her. Her, not him. Her. That has to be Gannett Island over there. Boat and thing.
That must be Gannett Island. We need to find a way to get there.
Well. Also, I didn't see.
The
Were they there
transcontinental
before?
route ends here. These will be headed back to cities on the East Coast.
Full on airships. I like it.
Good evening.
Good evening.
To you.
Can you take us to Gannett Island?
How much to go to Gannett Island?
Oh, hell. There's no amount of money could get me to set foot on that island.
Why not?
It's
Yes.
cursed. Haunted by demonic spirits.
Come
really?
on, really?
Really?
Seen them with my own eyes. Horrid specters floating around the place, ready to kill anyone who gets too close. When they're out dancing in the sky at night, you can feel their evil influence in the air, too. Hot shivers going down the back of your neck. You
Can we
know
go
it's
in the
good for you.
daytime?
You'll get any idea.
Can we go
going
in the
out there
daytime?
out of your head.
Yeah, we really need to get there.
We really need to get to that island.
Good luck to you, then. Nobody in their right mind will take you there.
You said no amount of money could get you to set foot on the island. What if you just
Yeah.
drop us off?
You're dead set on going, aren't
Yeah,
you?
we are.
I thought
Just
I'd made that clear.
dump us off and then leave.
If you have such a disregard for your life, there's nothing I can do about it. But I won't take you there for any less than 60 crowns.
Damn.
Bet that's made you change your mind, eh?
Not quite. We'll come back when we've got the money. Thanks for the chat. Have a good night.
See you around.
Okay. So we need 60 crowns. I mean, can we just go back and see Shaw? Because Shaw's good for it. Is that literally going to work? Because I don't know where else to get 60 crowns. Also, we need to look at that thing. Hold on. Can we look at the card?
A strange wooden card lined with metal. It's got some holes on one side.
Okay. We're definitely not going to... I was thinking we could pawn something and maybe that. But I don't particularly know. Let's go see Shaw, but we can't go in there. Okay, so we can't just go and ask Shaw. That is unfortunate. That would have been so easy. But we have to work out how we're getting 60... Okay. Park's shut as well. Can't go to the park. Can't go back to the hotel. Let's go back to the hotel and discuss. See if we can discuss something. Can we go in and discuss? How are we going to get 60 crowns? Danny, any ideas?
Hey, Danny?
Yes, Holly.
That lady is charging a fortune to rent her boat. How are we supposed
Yes,
to
how are we
pay?
supposed to pay this?
Try selling something at the pawn shop, I guess. My pistols are valuable. We might get a good price for them.
You'd really be willing to part with them?
There's no other way. Sure.
Hey, Nadine. Any
Okay,
ideas for
do you-
something we might pawn to raise money for the boat hire?
We could probably get decent money for my medical kit.
What? Are you sure you're willing to give that up?
Okay.
There's no other way, yes.
Alright. So we have a choice. Let's go to the pawn shop. So basically this is going to ask me when we go, I'm assuming this is going to be end game. Are we willing to go to the island without a med kit or without a thingy to defend ourselves? Yeah, let's go. Start walking. Harley, start walking. I don't know which one to take. I think it's equally it's going to be bad. Let's go back on, like, need to go back to the other screen. I would like... What I'm going to try, I don't think it's going to work. Can we try and sell this coyote statue? So if we can sell that for 60 crowns, I don't think it's worth 60 crowns, but if we can sell that, then that means we can keep our medkit and keep his guns.
Do you know a way to get to Gannett
Yeah,
Island?
do you know a way?
Only way to get there is by boat. Lucky for you, plenty of folks around here with boats. How willing they'll be to take you, that's another story.
Okay, I like to sell
something
something.
to sell.
Okay, what?
Okay, so we can't sell the... Oh, alright. I don't know if I'm going to regret this. It's quite a choice. Do we want a medical kit? Or do we want... We're going to go pistols. Because I'm thinking medical kit, we can at least help someone if they're there. We can always find another way. Like, medical supplies are going to be harder to find on the island, I think. We can always find a way to defeat someone weapon-wise. We can make weapons. It's hard to find medical stuff.
My friend's got some pistols he'd like to sell.
Well, let's have a look at them.
Sorry, Danny. I really hope this is... I'm
Ooh, these are nice.
going on a whim here.
I can do 80 crowns.
That'll do.
Now.
Thanks for your business.
Thank you.
Appreciate the help.
Sure.
So we need 60 to get to... Can we buy...
A variety of pistols under lock and key.
Can we buy a weapon for 20 crowns? For under 20 crowns? Alright. I'm not. I was going to say, should I save it here? Should I save it here and then if we run into problems, come back and change things? But we're not going to... I said I wasn't going to do that. We're not going to save scum. We made choices all the way through. We're not going to start trying to save scum now. We're just going to go for it and we're going to see how it plays out. Alright, so let's go back up here. Let's go secure our path to the Gone Island. Sneezing yet again. Now this has to be the point of no return. Because she is just going to drop us off and we're going to be on our own. She's going to leave.
Good evening.
Evening to you.
You drive a hard bargain, but we're not giving up. Here's the money.
Let's go 20 crowns to our name. That kind of hurt. Paying that much, that kind of hurt.
All right. Well, the minute I drop you off, I'm gone.
How are we supposed to get back?
I'll come back for you. At dawn.
Okay.
The ghosts haven't killed you before then, that is.
We'll take our chances. Let's go.
Also, I don't think weapons are going to work against ghosts. Because there is that.
Island's reputation as the accursed haunt of assorted malignant spooks and spirits, it has cost us a comely copper to induce one of the credulous locals to transport us here. I do have to admit that this place presents a rather eerie aspect. It's
I wonder if
easy
that's
enough
on
to imagine
purpose to
ghosts
keep people away
drifting
from it.
along the ramparts of the ruined fort, or floating among the after images of the lighthouse beam. But there's only one ghost I'm interested in finding here.
Dr.
Remember,
Clark.
I'll be back at sunrise. Then I'm heading home, whether you're on my boat or not.
Alright. We can do that.
Look, there's smoke coming from the chimney of that cabin.
I guess this island isn't all that abandoned.
I mean,
Stay alert.
someone's here. Also, I'm wondering if Jake's gonna come back. Or whether he's all gone. Okay, let's see, where's my cursor? Let's go straight in here. Just go knock at the door.
Hello? Anyone home?
Someone's been
No one
here.
here. We can do some prowling.
Also, I like how Harley went in first.
If this is lit, it means someone's been here recently.
But
Yeah.
where are they now?
Probably hiding under the bed.
Feel like I could lie down and sleep for weeks. Maybe I will when we're through.
Supplies. Oh, okay.
It's got a dragon on it, but no indication of what tea is inside.
Alright. Chamomile tea.
A box of chamomile tea. Bai Ji Guan. Some kind of Chinese tea, I guess.
Oolong.
Oolong. I think I've had this stuff before. This one's not labeled.
You know, I'm going to take that one.
Hey, there's something rattling around in here. A small silver key. I'll just hang on to it.
Okay, cool. Wait.
Running pretty low. Nearly
So
empty.
we're not stealing it. Okay.
Feels nearly full. Feels mostly full.
I get the feeling these two are not well liked. Okay. I was expecting to take one of them. We'll have a key though. Probably for this, because that looks like it has a keyhole. Again, it feels a little bit laggy in here. It's really strange.
Locked. Because of course it is.
I mean, we have a key. Just use the key.
Here we are. It's empty, except for a couple of bullets. I'll take those.
Alright, so we'll have bullets, but no gun. I mean, we can chuck them in a fire.
Keeping this place nice and warm.
I mean, we could throw them in a fire and they would explode
Spare
eventually.
lantern. A spare lantern.
Can't take it. It'd be nice to have it.
All things considered, I could be looking a lot worse.
Also, that little musical flourish there, the violin bit.
It's getting late. I hope we can make that dawn rendezvous.
Hope so. Yeah, that little... I'll see if... I'll mark it when we play it, when it comes back up again. And we're not going to wait for it. I'm not going to wait that long. It's probably going to pop in when I'm talking. That little violin bit at the beginning of that musical flourish, that I was expecting it to go into... what's the term? I forgot the name of the film. Schindler's List. Schindler's List. Alright, are we done in here? I mean, we should probably talk. Wait, should we talk? We can talk here. Okay.
Hey, Nadine.
This creeps me out.
It gives me an uneasy feeling.
It's not the most welcoming of places, but I don't think we have much to fear.
So where are the ghosts? Where are the ghosties?
Hey, Danny.
Yes, Holly.
Pretty spooky place, this island.
I'll say. I can see why people think it's haunted.
You don't believe in ghosts, do you?
Of course
I
you
don't
do.
know, but we should be careful. Make sure you don't whistle or anything, okay?
What?
Alright.
Why
Why
not?
not?
Just-
Why whistle?
Trust me.
Alright, something over here. No. Okay, we can go upstairs. We can go up to here. We can't go to the lighthouse though.
Someone must keep this lighthouse running.
Also, can you go in there and then go through the back into the lighthouse? Or we just not going to the lighthouse at all yet? Let's go into the fort. The only other place we can go right now. Ooh, hello.
Shh. Not another step. There's a guard. Stay quiet.
Be sneaky.
Odd device. Looks like it's meant to be spoken into. The guard keeps drinking from this cup.
Can we poison him maybe? I don't particularly know. I don't think we've got anything to do that with. Do you have any? I mean, we can give him a bullet. We can shank him. Is an option. Conk him in the head with the thing. Smack him over the head with a book. It looks quite heavy.
Looks like we found the island's inhabitant. What exactly is he guarding?
I mean, what can we do? Can we talk to him?
Not now. I don't want the guard to hear us. Massive doors. Do they lead underground?
I do believe they do.
I have a feeling
We're not going to try and
that
pull it
lever
right
will
now.
Make something important happen. Quite an elaborate contraption.
I'm assuming it's going to power maybe a lift for that.
Odd device.
I don't think we've got... Wait, hold on. She's got medical supplies. Can we go out and let's talk? Maybe she can give us something to knock him out. I don't know why you're going all the way down the stairs. Oh, Nadine.
Hey, Nadine.
How can we get past that
How are we
guard?
supposed to get past that guard?
Perhaps I could mix up a sedative, and you can put it in his cup.
Yeah, that could work.
Medical supplies.
I'll need a couple of things.
Okay.
Some chamomile, and a container to mix the draft in.
I'll see what I can find.
Well, we'll know where we can get the chamomile because it's in here. It is on our thing. Also, we need the container. I can see, can we take that? Apparently not.
I'll just take a little bit.
Yeah, take that. Can we take...
It's empty.
I mean, we could... That's empty. We could take that. Why can't we take that?
Feels mostly full.
Okay, so where are we getting the container from? Let's give her that. Well, we're here. I mean, that jug is going
Here's
to
some
be...
chamomile.
Wonderful.
What about the container? What about the container? Danny, do you have anything?
Hey, Danny?
Yes, Holly.
Any ideas?
You
for
know
getting
any
us past
ideas?
that guard?
Not really. I might be able to scare him off if I still had my guns, but there's not much I can do without them.
Okay. I was wondering if that was going to be a worse kind of situation. It might end up being bad that we don't have guns.
What a peculiar decoration.
That's for luck, just so you know. If you have a horseshoe, if you have a horseshoe, you've got to put it up like that because it catches the luck. If it's down, it pours any luck that comes in. It's a traditional thing. Can we get the where are we going to get the
Spare
container?
lantern.
I mean,
It's keeping this place nice and warm.
that pot right there would be ideal. So
Hey,
do you have any
Nadine.
word about the pot? What do you need?
Remind me what you need.
A container to prepare the draft in.
Like a teapot? I mean, we've got an empty container there. That's the annoying thing.
If this is lit, it means someone's been here recently.
But where are they now?
Probably it's got to be the guard. We can't go down. There's nowhere else to go. Where am I going to get the container? Well, it's probably something really obvious. But we can't take the empty tub. And obviously we can't take the cup. Because he's drinking from it. I don't think there's anything else we can do here. Okay. I'm missing a container. It's probably something really obvious. Is there anywhere else we can go? We're in top secret lab. underneath things. So we can only go in here. We can't go into the lighthouse. We can't go into the fort. The fort's like a dead end. No container there. So it has to be in this building. It has to be in here. Let's go back. Because there's nowhere else to go on the island. There's only here and the fort. So we've got to miss something in the fort. Skip that. Oh, okay. I'm an idiot. I was focused on this front thing. I did not think about that back.
Stay here. I'm going to see what's through that door over there.
Oh, really? Okay. So you're not going to climb over? I mean, if you're trying to be sneaky, you probably would have climbed over. Oh, hello. This is not a nice place. There's not a nice looking place.
Just a dirty old sheet. And I see no reason to get any closer.
Yeah. I don't particularly like that.
I think a bed of hot...
Come and have a look at the thing. Let's have a bit of a poke around.
Nothing. Just some muck.
Just some muck. And see another container that we can't use. What are you?
A nice mountainside landscape. Cheery.
That painting's holding up very well considering the state of the room. Search the cabinet.
There's a lot of broken glass in here. What's this? One container hasn't been broken. I might be able to use it.
Okay. Did we pick it up at least? We did. Alright. Let's get out of here. That must be our container that she needs. I mean, she could have used a glass bottle. She could have used the kettle thing that was in the fort. One of the tea caddies. Could have used anything. However, I would need a very specific glass.
Not now. I don't want the guard to hear us.
Beaker. Okay, so let's go back out here then. And wait for it to go all the way down the stairs. Select, give her that.
Can you use this to mix your sleeping draft?
Yes, that will be perfect. Thank you. Good. I have everything I need. This should only take a few minutes.
Are we literally going to make a chamomile tea? I know chamomile tea relaxes you.
Here you are.
Thanks.
Alright. So we have the sleep draft. I'm assuming that the bullets may be for an alternate route. Although I don't know why Danny wouldn't have bullets in his guns. If he was here, if we picked the gun, if we got rid of her kit, he would have had his guns. We probably would have had to use him to do something with this guard. But I don't know why Danny wouldn't have bullets in his guns. Let's just make 20%. Let's just pour that in. Sneaky. What's the fact that I didn't even register that? How instant is it going to be?
How long for it to kick in?
Shouldn't be more than a few
seconds. Is he going to collapse or is he just going to go to bed? Okay.
minutes.
Well then.
Alright. I didn't know if he was going to go to bed there.
Now to get those doors open. Somehow.
Can we talk to
Odd
someone?
device. Looks like it's meant to be.
Can we ring the help desk? Excuse me, I'm trying to get into whatever these doors are. I'm assuming possibly a lab.
Quite an elaborate contraption. I have a feeling pulling that lever will make something important happen.
Nothing?
Nothing happened. It's
What are
a
you?
small slot. Looks like something flat and rectangular would fit.
Maybe a key card. Maybe a key card. I mean, it's got an arrow pointing to the slot.
It fits.
Pull. There we go. It's a lift key. Also, probably not a good idea to stand right next to it when it's coming up, just in case someone's in there.
That's something.
This is getting stranger by the minute.
You're telling me.
Let's just go shove our
Better take
face.
this card back. Don't want to be stuck down there.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize we could take it. I'm glad it didn't soft lock us there, because
All right,
it could have very easily
Wherever
made
this
it
takes us, I
so
have a feeling
we could
Dr.
go down
Clark
here
will
without
be-
taking the card and
But
get
will
stuck.
we be able to come back up once we find him?
I sure hope so.
Maybe one of us should stay up here. Just in case.
There's no telling what we'll find down there. We should all stick together.
Okay. Let's go then.
All right. Let's all go. I mean, it's a valid thing to, for wanting to stay up. But even then, I was going to say, even then, if one of them was up there, how would we communicate from downstairs that? Ooh.
What in the ether is this place?
Sorry. How could we contact from
Seems that was
downstairs,
one way
upstairs to let them know to do the
One of us
elevator?
should have stayed up there.
So now we're looking for two things. Clark and the exit.
Hi.
What? We weren't expecting, who are you?
Who are you? Are you
We're
Dr.
here to see Dr. Clark. Are you him?
Me? Don't I wish? I'm just one of his assistants.
I see. Could you take us to him?
Hang on. You still haven't said why you're here.
General Laporte sent us.
We've come on General Laporte's orders.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so?
I mean, I just did.
Come with me.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we're stuck down here, how can we
Goodness,
get
this place
word
is
up there?
Really something.
It's that speaking
I'm
tube.
glad you think so.
What's that big glowing thing down there?
That's our etheric generator. Powers most everything down here. You get used to the noise. Follow me, please.
I can imagine that noise being really annoying.
I'll just be a moment.
Yeah, that humming would just do my head in.
Do you think he believes us?
I think we're okay so far. Just follow my lead.
Yeah, we just need to
Suppose
bluff our way
deception is
through.
necessary. I hope we don't come to regret it.
Hi.
I suppose General Laporte's curiosity was too much for him to bear. I told him he could come for a demonstration next week. Instead, he sends 3 proxies. I will never understand that man's rationale. You're here now, so
I don't know if we're going to be all right with this.
God. I'm Dr. Bennett Clark, by the way.
Oh, you are?
You are?
Do we want to roll in?
I'm Miss Legere. This is Miss Redbird and Mr. Luo. We are General Laporte's press corps, here to learn about your research.
The General wants to inform the press now? Already?
I don't know if this is, I don't think
to keep it quiet.
I might have made a mistake here.
Changes his mind more often than most change their breeches. All right, let's go have a look at Project Rosewater. I'm afraid the testing chamber only accommodates 4. One of you will have to stay out here with Joshua, but you may observe the test through the window.
So Danny was relegated. All right.
As I said, we weren't expecting anyone until next week. The prototype still needs refinement. Nevertheless, we have made a breakthrough.
Prototype of what, exactly?
You mean the General didn't tell you?
No.
Why am I not surprised? There on the tripod, the etheric pistol.
Oh, weapons.
Purpose and
Okay.
outcome, Project Rosewater.
We're just going. I mean, it is a general. Of course, he's just going in straight for weapon technology.
Is the prototype ready for demonstration?
I believe so, Doctor. But who are we demonstrating it for?
Miss Legere and her companions, the team sent by General Laporte. Now, please, do us the honors.
Yes, Doctor.
I'm hoping I didn't make the wrong choice here by doing the going with the... the modern plasma pistol. I mean, it works.
Whoa.
We have managed to confine the chaotic etheric discharge to a very narrow, focused beam over a distance of up to 6 meters, without significant dissipation or redirection of energy.
Trust the general just to go straight for weapons.
This results in complete vaporization of most organic targets.
Well, I don't know why I'm surprised by that, though.
Disturbances in the immediate.
Just disappointed. I'm not upset, just disappointed.
You might be feeling warmth, or a slight tingling sensation on your skin, and a change of pressure in your ears. Perfectly harmless. Oh, and if you are experiencing any alteration to your color vision, I assure you that is also completely temporary.
I'm glad you...
taste purple.
Yeah.
Does anyone else taste purple?
There are sometimes minor synesthetic...
Alright, so it's going to mess with...
That too will pass.
It's going to mess with our technology. Like our biotechnology.
In range, energy efficiency, fine-tuning of the beam's intensity and area of effect, user-friendliness and safety. But, as proof of concept, this irrefutably demonstrates that the principle is sound.
I think we might need to destroy this place. Or at the very least, convince him not to continue this.
Thank you for that thorough explanation.
Now I'm afraid you must excuse me. I have some time-sensitive tasks I must attend to. If only I'd been forewarned of your arrival, I might have made arrangements. In any event, if you have questions, I or my assistants can answer them.
Okay.
Just be mindful not to touch anything.
You totally know we're going to touch everything. Alright. Can we just talk to you? Can I just talk to you right now?
Dr. Clark?
Yes, what is it?
Project Rosewater. Why is it called Project Rosewater? That's a good thing there.
How did this project get the name Rosewater?
My idea. Sentimental, really. I suppose I had gotten attached to my dry and dusty little desert lab. After all, Rosewater was my refuge when I lost everything else. I just made an offhand comment to that effect one day while discussing arrangements with the general. And he said, well, in that case, why don't you bring Rosewater with you? When I found out he made that the official title of the project, it made me smile, I'll admit.
Okay. So nothing sinister, just sentimental. What is the end goal?
What exactly is the goal of this project?
Well, once the etheric pistol is complete, we'll begin experimenting with larger caliber weapons.
Etheric rifles?
Yes, and whatever else the general sees fit to pursue.
Where does it stop?
You'd have to ask him that question.
Why did you get involved?
Why did you agree to work on this project?
Why? I just experienced the worst disaster of my life. My work was first ridiculed and then outlawed, and I was
but why weapons?
In a barren wasteland. The only prospect I could see was to leave the country and start everything over. But then I received General Laporte's offer. I could continue my work in safety and solitude. Everything I needed would be provided. No investors, no reporters, no loonies, no distractions. I'm certain anyone in my position would have jumped at the opportunity.
Whose idea?
Came up with Project Rosewater.
General.
My understanding is that this work is for the benefit of the Vespuccian army. General Laporte is in charge of the project. Everything goes through him. Other than the facility guards, I've had contact with no one else.
I mean, there's really only one guard right now. How far? Yeah,
How much
may as well
longer
ask him
until
everything.
Project Rosewater is finished?
We're nearing the end of this phase. If all goes well, we should have a stable, fully functioning prototype by the end of the year.
How long have you been down here?
Just how long have you been down in this facility?
8 months. We've made extraordinary progress, as you can see. I admit, I had some misgivings when I first learned what would be required of us, but it turns out the isolation has done wonders.
Can you imagine being underground for 8 months?
So who built this whole underground complex anyway? I'm guessing it wasn't always a secret.
It's very
security
advanced
lab.
for being under a fort, an abandoned fort.
Equipment I specified. Everything was already prepared for us when I arrived in El Presidio. General Laporte isn't exactly forthcoming with information he considers irrelevant.
I wonder if we're gonna ask about him. Do you wanna, if this is gonna help us out at all? Okay. We can always ask about him later.
Do you know much about General Laporte?
You tell me more.
A great deal, no. I only met him when he summoned me to El Presidio. We speak occasionally, but only about professional matters. Just as well, I suppose. His interests don't align particularly well with mine.
So your relationship is purely professional?
That's good to know.
It's an acquaintanceship at best.
Okay.
I'll let you get back to it.
Thank you.
Can we start poking around? Is he gonna let me poke around?
Clerks around. Looks like some demented puzzle box.
Can we have a look at
The
that?
lab assistant's desk. She's written some notes, but I have no idea what they mean.
Can we talk to you now?
Sorry, can't talk right now. If you've got any questions, ask Dr. Clark.
Okay. Can I go that way?
I don't think I'm allowed in there. At least, not while there's someone watching.
Okay. So let's go back out. We can't poke around anymore.
That was really something.
It really was.
Got Clark developing etheric weapons for the military. This throws a wrench in Shaw's plans.
How horrible. Instead of something good to benefit humanity.
I mean, we're talking about the army and the government here.
Perhaps Dr. Clark
Of course they're going to go for weapons before,
something less distasteful.
like, other
Perhaps.
distasteful
But
stuff.
I can't just ask him with his assistant right there. Maybe I can get her to leave the testing chamber so I can have a moment alone with Clark.
Okay. How do we do that? Hello, good sir.
Hey, can we talk?
Sure. What's on your mind?
And what do you know? Putting?
Have you
How long have you been down
that
here?
long?
We're gonna ask him a whole load of questions.
About 7 months, I think. Without any sunlight, you really lose all sense of time. Sometimes it feels like decades.
Probably gonna. You've never
No
seen the sun.
sunlight? You mean you never go outside?
No, of course not. Are you... Is this some kind of test? The terms were
Not
made
quite.
very clear when we signed on to this project. We don't break protocol. I do really miss the sun, though. Sometimes I feel like a mushroom down here.
You really must be a fun guy. But sorry. I had to. What got interesting here? Do you ever get bored? Who built this place? What do you think of Project Rosewater? It's like
How
with
do you
working
like
Dr. Clark.
working with Dr. Clark?
It has its moments, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't stressful. He gets wound up sometimes, which I understand. But other times he picks strange things to get cross about.
Like what?
Yeah, like
Well,
what?
His biggest bugbear is food in the testing chamber. I made the mistake of taking my lunch in there once, and he just about had a conniption. Cleanliness is one thing, but this...
I've heard of connection before. I don't remember what it actually means.
So Clark dislikes food in the testing chamber, does he?
Dislikes, more like detests.
Okay, that could come into play.
Okay, see you around.
Bye.
We don't have any food. However, that looks like food. Can we go take some of that? Because we need to talk to Clark by himself. And that's the way we came in. That door upstairs is the way we came in.
This is the biggest, juiciest tomato
Proper
I've
tomato.
ever seen.
Probably boosted by etheric energy. Yeah, okay. I didn't want to click on
Looks like
that.
a more complex version of the console back in Clark's desert lab.
I mean, we've messed around with that one already. Yeah, let's have a quick look at this as well.
Controls, gauges, and dials. Who knows what they're for?
So, yeah, so that's the way we came in. So can we have a look at that? Can we look from here? Or okay. It's just going to go all the way down. I mean, just going to go for a closer look. And that's valid.
This must be the door to Dr. Clark's quarters.
Can I
There's
go
no
in?
handle. There's a card slot next to the door. Seems to be locked.
Okay. Can we go in here? Also, those crates look like they've got Aurum bars in them. Let's go poke around this room. I'm assuming this is the assistant's
Just some
room.
clothes and a couple of storage boxes. Just some clothes.
We're not going to even hide that we're
The only
looking
indication
around.
of time down here. A set of encyclopedias. The box is full of odds and ends.
Okay, can we search
It's
it?
always good to have a spare hairpin.
Okay. Hairpin lockpick, maybe?
The lab assistants share a room? Not sure if that's progressive or scandalous.
I mean, it's okay for a man and a woman to share a room and not share a bed. Isn't it? I would say progressive. Bunk beds, though, debatable. What are you? What might you be? We're stealing stuff,
Some
that's what
kind
we're
of
doing.
little oven for heating food, I think. This thing is in dire need of repairs.
What are you?
A couple
Wire?
of wires from that food heating device.
I'll have them, thank you very much. So, let's go in here. Let's go back in. Danny's still staying outside. Oh, hairpin. I was going to say, that doesn't look like any hairpin I've ever seen. Can we... give it to him? Use it with him?
Get that out of here. No foodstuffs of any kind in the testing chamber.
Why is that? Can we put it on a desk?
Clark will see me.
Can we put it on there?
Not while Clark's around.
Okay.
I can't charge that.
Can we like throw it? Can we throw it in? I just give it a quite little lob.
Clark will see me.
Okay. What are we missing here? Right. Can we talk to him again?
Dr. Clark?
Yes. What?
Just how did you
Okay,
come to
I'm just going to ask him everything else, just because we've fallen foul of this before,
That's a story.
where we
I read about the ancient
couldn't progress, but we
Greeks
just need
studies
to get more information from
certain
people.
Texts made obscure references to observations of energy subsisting in the atmosphere.
So we're just going to talk to him about everything.
Entirely different from
Then
electricity.
maybe we can
Seized my
get a
imagination
grip into what we need to
and
do.
sparked my passion for the pursuit of ethericity. I developed an instrument that I called the aetherometer in order to probe the atmospheric potential. Imagine my delight when I discovered that ethericity was in fact real. Unfortunately, the aetherometer has been appropriated by so-called spiritualists who believe they can use it to talk with the dead.
I mean, that is also something that would happen.
I'd like to know your perspective
Yeah,
on the lamp.
what actually happened?
Incident.
That was a dark day. Everything I worked for came crashing down in a matter of seconds. Being maligned and ostracized was bad enough, but I can still hear the screams of those 15 poor souls. If anything
gotta be rough.
said to have come from that horrible event, it taught me that nothing in this life is guaranteed.
Okay.
What inspired you to become a scientist?
Tried to
Yeah,
see me
that explosion probably got the attention of the government and obviously the general
My parents were
weapons potential, which is probably why, pretty much guaranteed why he was contacted.
As a boy, I still saw plenty of terrible things going on around me. Others seemed not to see, but I did. Upon my return to Vespuccia, I began teaching and conducting independent research. My only explicit goal was to make some sort
Advancement of mankind. Okay.
That would serve the advancement of mankind.
Can we...
I'd like to believe I've achieved that.
Yeah,
I'll let you get back to it.
you've achieved something, but it's not... It's not basically what you think.
This is Project Rosewater. Looks like some... The lab assistant's desk.
Okay. So my question is, how do we... Can we give it to her?
She's busy. Not while Clark's around.
So obviously, I think we need to use this somehow to get...
I don't think I'm allowed in there.
To get someone...
At least
to get
not
her
while there's
kicked
someone
out?
Watching.
Let's continue talking to her.
Pardon me.
Sorry, can't talk. If you've got any questions.
She can't talk. Okay, Nadine, do you have any ideas?
Hey, Nadine. Think you can occupy Dr. Clark's attention for a few...
Oh, okay. Wait,
I can
no.
certainly try. Oh, Doctor, could I have a word?
Yes, what is it?
Can we now put that... Wait, do we need to wait? Can I walk across here so we don't have far to walk? Can we put it on her desk? Damn it. Try that again. Nope. I clicked on the wrong thing. Back in we go. Right, Nadine.
Hey, Nadine. Think you can occupy...
I can certainly try.
Right, skip.
Oh,
Skip the conversation. Select. Can we put it on her desk before she comes back?
There. Now to watch the fireworks.
Okay, so now she's gonna probably get kicked out. Maybe. Despise there's food in here.
What? Miss Montgomery, what is the meaning of this? How many times have I said, no food in the testing chamber?
But I
don't want excuses. Clear it out. Put away the power sail. Done with testing today.
Yes, Dr. Clark.
Okay. So we've got her kicked out. Okay, so she's taking the power cell. What does that do for us? Okay, so it's in the cabinet.
I apologize for that, Miss Leger. But
I
I'm
mean,
very
that's valid.
particular about rules.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
So can I
Dr.
talk to you? Can I talk to you a little bit more?
Yes.
With no one when there's no one watching?
Dr. Clark, there's something
Okay.
I need to tell you. We're not really from General Laporte's press corps.
What? Who are you then?
Some folks who were hired by D.W. Shaw to come find you.
The head of Vespuccia Petro?
Yes.
The very same.
The very same.
What does she want with me?
She wants you to help her company pivot from oil to ethericity.
How does she intend to circumvent the ban?
She seems to think it'll be lifted soon. Or that she can influence you
Definitely.
in that direction.
So she would have me work for VP to generate etheric energy for widespread use?
Yes, a much
As an
more
alternative
noble.
power source,
Yes.
It might even replace coal and oil someday.
Well, that's certainly more appealing than weaponry. But extreme arrangements have been made to develop this project in secret, and at considerable expense, I'm sure.
Yeah,
It's not the
but
sort of thing one can just
you can just walk away from
away
it.
from.
I mean, Laporte's a rogue
I'm not
agent.
Sure Laporte is acting in his capacity as a military general with the full backing and authority of the Vespuccian government here.
Can we convince him to
Seems
leave?
Plenty of things that don't add up. The clandestine nighttime shipments, the hired private agents, the hidden underground base, all the convoluted arrangements here, the fact that all this research is still technically illegal. I think this is all a side gig.
Yeah.
Some kind of secret conspiracy running on misappropriated funds. Don't you see? That means he doesn't have power over you. You could expose everything that's going on here. You'd have leverage over him.
Very, very valid.
That means he could send someone to murder me to keep me quiet, and not lose a wink of sleep over it. That's
That
not
was also a thing.
convincing me to leave.
So you're dead set on staying here? You won't consider Shaw's offer?
About to screw the pooch.
I admit it's enticing, but
Can I have another
is
attempt?
it worth the risk?
I mean, Shaw can
If
protect
it's
you.
Laporte you're afraid of, I'm sure Shaw can protect you.
Can she? The general is a powerful man. I'm not willing to risk being on his bad side.
Maybe we can
Laporte
fake it.
doesn't have to know anything about this. We could fake your death somehow and get you away.
Miss Leger, let
I mean, it's valid. I mean, I would literally.
If nothing else, don't you want to get back into the world again?
I didn't even think that was the right one.
Not badly enough to defy the Vespuccian military.
I'll let you get back to it.
Thank you.
Okay. Do we have... I mean, hold on. Can we use the book? Can we give him the journal?
I don't understand why you're showing this to me.
Apparently not. I mean, this tells me this tells you his plan. Okay, can we go talk to his assistant because she's not busy anymore? Let's go. That drone's really annoying. It's a little bit that I'm in that room, it's just really annoying. Hi. I'm sorry I got you kicked out of the lab.
Talk.
I suppose so.
Yeah, let's talk
Just
about
how
everything.
long have you been
Talk
working
about
around
everything.
here?
Good question. It's difficult keeping track of time. We're in September, right?
November, actually.
Oh, then it's been longer than I thought. We came down here in March.
That's a lot of stuff.
What sparked your interest in etheric research?
That's a lot of stuff.
Followed
We might be
Dr.
here a
Clark's
little
career
while.
From the early days. He was one of the first to begin advancing etheric theory with practical experiments. Not only that, he was getting results. After I graduated from university, I sent him my thesis on the effects of ethericity on plants and animals. I guess that made me one of the few practical
That'll be where the
researchers out
fruit
there
comes
doing
from.
it. He wrote back immediately with an offer of employment.
Do you ever get bored?
How do you keep from getting bored?
The work is pretty all-consuming, and we don't have much of a social scene down here. Dr. Clark is kind enough to lend us his books to pass the quiet hours.
Do you know who built this
Yeah.
place?
I suppose
What is this
is
place?
an old army base, but Clark's had it fitted with some really state-of-the-art equipment. We're lucky to be so well-resourced.
I never knew that there was like forts with secret underground bases.
I was blown away by that demonstration. Figuratively speaking.
Yeah.
Of course.
Huh. We've been working on it non-stop, but there are a lot of kinks to work out before it'll be field ready. For instance, we still can't get more than one shot out of each power cell. I suppose in an actual battlefield situation, you'd need to carry around a lot of cells and reload for every shot, like cannonballs.
Good old
But the
musket.
power cells are still very difficult to construct, so we only have a few prototypes. We have to recharge them constantly.
How dear. How long
How
is
long does it normally take to charge one of the power cells?
Around 6 hours.
Wow.
Wow is right. Joshua hooked one up to the etheric generator and discovered that it charged instantly. But Dr. Clark wasn't happy about it.
Why
Are
not?
we going to be
He
doing?
said
Are
we
we?
need the
We
power
going to be
cells.
using that information?
But we didn't have to wait all day for the next trial, and Joshua was even able to get 2 shots out of that one. The overcharge effect is certainly something we should investigate later.
I guess we're going to be going on about that in a bit because we're going to ask again about it.
Between you and me, doesn't it concern you that ethericity is being weaponized?
Not at all. It's a powerful energy source, and this is one of many practical applications.
Sure, but isn't it better to use it for less
Yeah.
destructive purposes?
It's always better used for less
We live in a
destructive.
dangerous world, and these are uncertain times. Other nations probably have their own etheric weaponry development programs underway. If we didn't pursue this research, we'd be falling behind.
See,
A
I
new
don't know if
weapon
that
is
I
most
buy that.
useful as a deterrent. Having it in your back pocket means everyone else thinks twice before firing on you. I know Dr. Clark's had
There is
some
the whole
moral
mutually
reservations
assured
about the
destruction
military
kind of thing.
applications of ethericity.
But I don't know if I buy into that fully. I understand how it works. I just don't believe fully in it. I'm going to sneeze again. That's 3 now. Alright, we're alright.
So, what's working with Dr. Clark like?
Let's go more
He's a
conversation.
brilliant man.
More
I
conversation,
learn
please.
something new from him every day.
He seems short-tempered.
Well, yes, but that's just the genius mind, isn't it? No room left over for navigating social niceties.
Quite possible. Right.
Can you tell me anything
Yeah,
about General?
anything about the
Report?
general?
Not really. I know he's the one overseeing this project, but I've never had the opportunity to speak with him.
You probably don't want to.
I
Thanks for the
appreciate
talk.
the chat.
It's nice to have someone new to talk to.
Very true. Right. So let's go back through here. Let's finish talking to this guy.
Sure. What's on your mind?
How did you become
about
interested
everything.
in etheric research?
I was already a researcher when I met Dr. Clark, but my field was chemistry. I had dabbled some with etheric experiments after hearing about Clark's research. When I saw
Okay.
him at the Lamplight City Expo, I knew I wanted to work with him, despite what happened. After the dust settled, I approached him about taking me on as an assistant. I got the feeling he was just surprised to still have any support.
Okay.
Don't you ever get bored here?
So he was the
Sure,
first assistant.
All the time. We've got books, but I've read them all. This is my 3rd time through this one. At least this phase of the project's near completion. Maybe we'll get some time up top before the next one.
Doubtful.
Never would
Doubtful.
have dreamed there was a whole secret facility hidden under this rock in the middle of the bay. Who built it anyway?
The military, I guess. Had to be someone with very deep pockets. Everything was already in place before they moved us in.
What are your thoughts on Project Rosewater?
Honestly, I try not to think about it too much. We're doing important scientific research. I can't deny that. Just because our focus is on weapons doesn't mean our results can't be used for other applications.
True. But like, it's weapons first. That's the problem.
Know anything about General Laporte?
I saw him once, right at the start of the project. Didn't talk to him. He seemed kind of intense. He's the one running this show, as far as I can tell.
Yeah,
Beyond that,
we've met the guy.
man's a total mystery.
Okay.
Managed to convince him
Bye.
that just to leave us alone. Can we go back up there? Is there anything else up here that we can use? No slot for that one.
There's a metal panel covering part of this contraption.
Can we... Screwdriver? Can we find a screwdriver?
Odd device. Looks like it's meant to be spoken into.
I don't think you should, though.
Yeah, probably not. Danny,
Hey, Danny?
Yes, Harley.
do you have any ideas?
How do you suppose they managed to build a place like this under an island?
Don't know, but whoever did it must be real serious about Dr. Clark's research.
Okay. So, can we get access to that panel to get back up? Or why would we need to? Well, I know why we need to. Just how can we do that? Can we get in? I don't think we can get in. We need the card for that one.
There's a card slot next to the door. Seems to be locked.
Okay. Let's have a look at this.
An etheric generator. It's big and loud.
Is there anywhere else we can go?
I can see the testing area.
Right. We still haven't checked out those boxes. I just realised, looking at that, glancing left, I realised you can't see the boxes. Right, I'm going to go back out. Let's check these things here. These seem like gold bars in here. Right behind my head.
Bars of Aurum. Lots of them. Bars of Aurum.
Can we take some? No.
Some kind of little oven. This thing isn't...
Right. How do we convince him to leave? Do we have any other options?
Dr. Clark?
Yes, what is it?
Oh, okay. Alright. Wouldn't you rather be helping people? That wasn't there before.
Be used to find new ways to kill people?
No, but
Look, I understand. You suffered a
I wonder what triggered that option to become
Sure,
available.
it must have been hard. You probably felt like nobody would ever take you seriously again.
You have no idea.
I do know that if I were in your shoes, I'd have probably grabbed onto any lifeline.
You would.
But I can tell your heart's not really in it, especially knowing what it is you're building.
Yes, well...
So you're gonna squander this opportunity to do some real good in the world because you're afraid of a stuffy old general?
True.
You're right, Miss Leger. This isn't about me. This is about humanity. I'll come with you.
Nice.
But... oh goodness. How shall we... We need to do this discreetly. My assistants can't know what's going on.
We can keep it secret.
To settle some things. Excuse me.
I mean, we're just going to leave the assistants behind. I'm assuming the general's going to be pretty mad at if...
Certainly have a way with words, Harley.
Definitely.
That's why I try and get paid for them.
Alright, so now we can have a bit of a poke around. So let's have a look at that. It seems to be the shells in there.
Locked, naturally.
Can we lockpick? Yes. Yes, we can.
I'm sure they won't miss just one power cell. Or maybe they will. Either way, I've got one now.
Are we taking the weapon? We can go in there now. Can we take the weapon? I mean, we can probably use it to get ourselves out of here if we're trapped.
Let's hope nobody notices this is missing.
They probably will. Eventually. Can I use the computer?
It's displaying all sorts of numbers and readings I can't begin to comprehend.
Also, what was that?
It appears to be a charging device. There's a small round socket at the top.
Can I put that in there? Can I use that to charge?
There! It's charging. I think. This thing is taking forever to charge. There must be a faster way. A couple of wires from that food heating.
Can we use wires on
Can't
it?
charge that.
Okay, let's just take that.
Drat. This doesn't seem to have charged at all.
Are we trying to boost the thing?
Flashing light.
Can I interact with that?
Some.
Okay. So we've got one. We could probably use the generator outside to charge it, because he mentioned our guy's gone. Are you in here? He is. He's having a sleep. Hi.
He's asleep. Best keep it that way.
Valid. So now he's out here. Can we have a look at that?
An etheric generator. It's big and loud.
Can I use wires on that? No, I can't.
The only thing I can load this pistol.
Can we use wires on that?
This seems like a good place to attach the wires.
Okay. And then can we use this on that? Because this.
Here we go. Hope this
The
works.
setup plugged it in.
Wow. It charged up almost instantly.
Right. So let's use.
A power cell for an etheric pistol. It's fully charged and ready to be loaded.
Yeah, let's use that. Can we give this to? Can we use it? Give it with Danny.
Locked and loaded.
All right. And let's go see Dr. Clark. The only other place we haven't been. We have a loaded weapon.
Ah, hello.
Hello.
I'm just leaving a note for my assistants.
Explaining why you're giving them the slip?
I feel I owe it to them.
I mean, if you talk to them about it, they might come with us. What are
Might I
you?
borrow your screwdriver, Dr. Clark?
By all means.
That is one messy desk. What is it they say about desks and minds?
I mean, you have a messy place, you tend to be impatient.
At least there's plenty of books down here.
I don't know who that guy is. Is that looks like Galileo? Maybe Newton? I don't know
What
that
are
one.
those busts of?
Galileo, Copernicus, Da Vinci.
Never mind. I got 1 out of 3. I got 1 out of 3 right.
Hoping to add your likeness to the collection someday?
Well, I wouldn't be opposed.
True.
If I'd earned it, of course.
Yeah, I don't know why I said Newton. That's definitely Galileo. Copernicus, and what was the other one? I can't remember the other one
Busts
now.
of Galileo.
Oh, Da Vinci. That has to be Da Vinci in the middle. Right, so let's go. Well, now I have the screwdriver. Can we go upstairs and now interact with this to get access to the keypad? Can we get access to the keypad to get out of here?
There we go.
What might you be?
Interesting. This metal plate has several contact points.
Can I put that in?
Well, how about that?
Nice. What do these buttons do? Okay, can we reset? 2, 5. Not that. So 2, 5.
Guess I pressed too many.
Yes. So 2, 5, 8, 4. No. 3.
Guess I pressed too many.
Okay. So 2, 5, 3, and 8.
Guess that wasn't the right code.
But is it just order?
Guess that wasn't the right code.
That sounded different. 5, 2, 3, 8.
There!
Okay.
I figured out the code. The elevator's ready to be called.
Wonderful. Let's be going then.
Not just yet. I need to take care of the communications relay.
The what?
The
That
what?
contraption on the wall there. Clark said we need to disable it before we leave.
Did he? Did he say that? I don't remember saying that.
Odd device.
I don't think you should.
So how do we do that? Can we...
That won't do much.
Can't use that. Can't use screwdriver.
I don't see any screw.
I mean, it said stabbing it won't help, but can we...
I don't see any screw.
Danny, you
Hey,
got any
Dan.
ideas?
Yes, Harley.
Oh, okay. We're gonna ask for advice.
Any idea how we can disable the communications relay?
Don't suppose there's an off switch?
None that I can see.
Maybe it's time to look for a sledgehammer.
Do you have any ideas?
Hey, Nadine.
Can we find a sledgehammer?
How do you suppose we can
I'm not sure. Is there any visible way to power it down?
Not that I can see.
Then perhaps more drastic measures?
I mean, can we?
Stand back. I'm taking this thing out.
Okay, can we actually shoot? Okay. I mean, alright. That's the last thing I thought of, obviously.
I thought the plan was to do this discreetly.
Desperate times and all that. Now come on, let's get out of here.
You're taking the prototype, I see. Wait, where did you get a charged power cell? We only charged one up, and we used it in the demonstration.
Hooked this one up to the etheric generator.
You what? That's incredibly dangerous.
Probably yes.
The unfiltered surge would leave the power cell completely unstable. Unless it's discharged within the next, 20 minutes. It will explode.
I mean, I've just used it.
We'll have to worry about that later. Let's get back topside before your assistants figure out what's going on.
If that power cell starts glowing white, you had better let me know quick.
Okay. Let's get out of here. So there's another charge. Does it have another charge in it?
After you, Doctor.
Also, I'm surprised that his assistants didn't hear the explosion. See you later, guys. Trap them down here, unfortunately. Hello. Hi. It's dawn as well.
Hold it right there.
Have a nice nap? I was hoping it'd last longer.
True.
Shut up. Hand over your weapons and come with us. There's someone wants to see you.
General. Hello.
Taking some air, Dr. Clark? Kindly stand over there if you would. You three, up against the wall.
Really? I mean, we're just going for a walk. We're going for a boat ride. We're going for a boat ride.
She had this funny pistol on her.
Ah, there it is. Can't let this fall into the wrong hands, can we?
I don't know, can we?
Now,
I mean, actually, we can't because it's too dangerous. How'd you find
How
us?
did you know we were here?
I had you followed after our encounter at the Jolly Good Club. You thieves are all the same.
I mean,
Not
not these.
No? You raided my supply.
Can't really
and
steal
broke
a pro-
into my
can't really
private
steal a
room,
person,
took
can
my
you?
key card from my safe and stole my etheric pistol. If you're not thieves, you should consider taking it up. You're naturals.
Also, we're on a timer. We're just following orders.
With finding Dr. Clark, everything we did was necessary to that end.
Now, I hardly think that's true.
I mean, are we stalling for time, or I don't know what's going on here.
You've stepped into.
I don't know how we're going to get out of this.
Who put you up to this?
It was Gentleman Jake. He was leading us on a search supposedly for Clark's lost
fortune.
Lost fortune? Curious. Though I'd be rather shocked if he came up with that all on his own.
I've no idea.
We've chatted long enough.
General, what are you doing?
Conducting my own test, Doctor. It's time to see if your prototype really works.
Not
Stall?
so fast, Laporte. I would strongly advise you not to fire that...
What's going on here? Hi.
Just who in blazes are you?
Timothy King, representing D.W. Shaw and Vespuccia Petrel.
Why have you come to this little summit?
Miss Legere and her companions were charged with delivering Dr. Clark.
We're just going to let it play out. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going to occur.
Insist. You stop interfering with our agents and let them go.
You can't be serious.
I am.
Boys, take care of this louse.
Stand down, pendejo.
More people?
Well, we've got all kinds.
Yeah, everyone's just turning up.
Who might you be?
Lieutenant General Marisol de la Vega. You must be General Laporte.
Seems you new Spanish revolutionaries are much cleverer than I was led to believe.
Is this revenge for Phil?
Assigned me to trace the suspicious shipments of Aurum passing through Fort Beaumont. The trail led here. Where is General Marquez?
He didn't make
Yeah, it was Phil. Okay.
He gave his life defending us from Laporte's hired thugs.
What? No, it cannot be.
I tried to save him, but he was too badly wounded. I'm so sorry.
Is that going to backfire on us?
Blackburns to ambush us. He's responsible for Phil's death.
I gotta put a bullet in your head, Laporte.
Do so, and you'll receive one in kind. That goes for Mr. King as well.
Okay, so it's...
It would seem we have reached
an
impasse.
2 for 2.
I'm afraid the word impasse is not in my vocabulary.
We need a third. With someone else coming. We need someone else coming in here.
Aren't I entitled to some last words?
Yes.
Yes, I suppose so. Go on.
Are we stalling? Tell me.
I swear to you, my ghost will haunt you for eternity.
I doubt it.
Good thing I don't believe in ghosts.
Okay.
Huh. Guess I should have said something else. Let's take that again.
Yeah. Okay. I was wondering. Are we gonna have to restart? Can we make a deal?
Reach some kind of agreement.
What did you have in mind?
Can we discuss deal? Are we literally just stalling?
We're about to come into a good deal of money. Name your price.
I have no need of your cuppers. Besides, my understanding is you'll be paid if you deliver Dr. Clark to...
I don't think that's the right one.
To say that is not going to happen. So no deal.
All right. Failure. Not like that. I have last words.
Entitled to some last words?
Yes, I suppose so. Go on then.
He was unstable.
All the people I've met, you're the most unstable.
Are we going to get into an argument?
Free Dr. Clark?
Oh yes.
What?
General Laporte, there is...
Oh, it's growing.
You need to know.
Now, Clark?
It's growing.
I am afraid it's quite important.
What then?
Well,
It's starting to glow.
In my research, uncovered some fascinating facts about the nature of ethericity. As it turns out, etheric particles, when agitated, enter a state of flux. They begin to
nice stalling.
Dance, in a manner of speaking.
Yes, and...
Well, normally this isn't a problem.
Yeah.
If one were to say...
Just a scientist to talk long-winded. But I'll take it though, because we're going to win.
Would dance with an ever-growing intensity. They would continue this frantic movement until, after a certain amount of time, the harmonic resonances caused by the vibration of the particles
long-winded
rapidly intensify, at which point, with no outlet, they would quite literally explode.
Are you saying you've discovered how to make an etheric bomb?
Yes.
Yes. That would be more or less...
And you're holding one right now.
Is excellent news, although this is a strange time to deliver it.
The music's quite loud.
Into the next phase of the project.
Well, as it turns out, I'm a bit ahead of schedule.
Oh?
Yes. An etheric bomb has already been developed.
Clark, you mad genius.
Huh.
I knew it was a wise decision.
Nice stall.
I can't wait to see this new weapon.
I mean, you're holding it in your hand right now. At least he died with his boots on.
Oh dear.
Whoa! Hands up, Cobarde!
Nice going, Doctor.
That was... Oh my. I wasn't sure how much longer I could keep stalling.
Let's get off this rock, shall we?
Yes, let's do that.
Thanks for your help back there, Lieutenant General.
You are welcome.
For what it's worth, I'm sure
General would have been, he would have been very proud.
You're leading the revolution now.
News of his death will be a great blow to morale, but we will carry on the fight in his name. He was an inspiration to us all.
Martyr? Make him a
The
martyr.
revolution can make use of the Aurum stored on the island, now that the man who conspired to steal it is dead.
Technically, that Aurum was government money and belongs to the people of Vespuccia. But as a citizen of this country, I say, have it.
Viva la revolution!
Viva la revolucion.
Gracias. We have a difficult...
We know
time
nothing
ahead of
about
us,
it.
But I have hope.
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, Miss Leger.
I wonder how different that would have been if Phil was there.
We're back, ma'am.
Hello, thanks for coming to our rescue.
I assume everything has been taken care of?
All loose ends have been tied.
Splendid. Send them in.
Okay. Did we win? Did we really win?
You've no idea how pleased I am at your success. It's good to finally make your acquaintance, Doctor. I am D.W. Shaw.
Can we make a brighter future together?
Mine, madame.
We have much to discuss. First, I must conclude my business with Miss Leger and her companions.
Of course.
You've been through a great deal. I cannot thank you enough.
It was quite an adventure. Quite an adventure. Actually, you can thank us enough with money. We almost got killed tonight.
We were almost killed, you know.
We were, yes.
And it would be a dangerous undertaking. Yet here you stand before me. I won't keep you any longer. Here is your payment. Mr. Ackerman was promised 25,000, but considering all your trouble, I've increased it to 27.
Oh, 27, an extra
Find
2.
it easier to divide.
That's a lot of money. And 29. We're going to have 29 left over.
Pleasure doing business with you. Before you go, I made some inquiries and learned a few rather compelling things about General Laporte. I could share the information if you like.
Alright, tell me. May as well.
It seems General Laporte was a staunch supporter of Mr. Atwood's trade party. Quite vocal about his desire for the advancement of steam tech and etheric research. There were also rumours that he held some more controversial opinions regarding this country's sovereignty.
He was a separatist?
Apparently so.
You think Project Rosewater was meant to arm
okay, I didn't realize that.
I am merely relaying the information I've learned.
Does that mean
that is pure speculation?
obviously we're in like America,
knowledge of Laporte's
their version of America
himself,
and that information died with him. Well, with him gone and the prototype pistol destroyed, whatever plans he had can't come to fruition.
For now, yes. But I can tell you one thing about this world. It is rare that one accomplishes anything of note alone.
We should get back to our hotel. It's been a long night.
Indeed. Goodbye, Miss Leger. I hope you and your friends enjoy the rest of your time.
We didn't hand over the letter, though.
And thank you, Miss Leger.
We didn't do a side quest. We had a letter to deliver. Are we going to do that now?
Good luck to you, Dr. Clark. This was all very enlightening.
Oh no, we're going to get to do that, or have we missed our chance? The following evening, okay. We might have missed the chance. Yeah.
So, what are you two planning on doing next?
Seems like we're in a world where they didn't separate from Britain and we're still under the king or
I may
queen.
go back to the San Bernardo Valley, or I may stay here on the coast. It's something I'll have to discuss with Lola.
What about you, Danny?
I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Suppose it wouldn't be such a bad idea to visit my folks. It's been too long. After that, guess I've got to find a new line of work.
What about you, Harley?
Maybe a trick shot guy.
I've got an article to write after all.
And I guess this is goodbye.
For now.
This is where we part ways. For now.
We're going to come back together. I'm sure we're going to come back in an adventure.
I'm sure I'll write back.
Hello, Lola.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Not at all.
Lola, Nadine was just talking about you.
Thought I felt my ears ringing. Anyways, I'm heading back to Rosewater. Wanted to see if you needed a lift.
We're heading back already?
Sure, but just for a few days. We'll set out again after that. Anywhere you like.
You ever for a moment consider just slowing down a tad?
Doubtful.
Never. Say your farewells and let's go.
See you around, Danny. It was a real pleasure traveling.
It was.
So long.
Goodbye, and good luck.
We missed our chance. We didn't deliver that there. You fixed your window at least.
I'm back.
Well, look what the cat dragged in.
Hello. Time for typewriting.
Did I miss anything while I was gone?
Let's see. There was a dust devil by the saloon that nearly knocked Sheriff Gamble's hat off.
Front page news, then.
Very much front page news.
I spoke with the leader of the autumn. She gave me some good stuff. The article runs next week. What of your great adventure?
Concluded now. But I've got plenty of material for an article. Maybe even 5.
Loads of different
Let's get to
ones.
it. Better to jot everything down while it's still fresh.
Right you are, boss.
Let's do it. Oh, is it going to be our last thing to write this article?
They say the end of every journey marks the beginning of another. If there's any truth to that, this writer hopes the next one is decidedly duller. My companions and I set out from Rosewater and traveled across the
easy journey.
encountering bandits, rebels, visionaries, eccentrics, and many more friends and foes. We were led to believe that our quest was for Dr. Bennett Clark's missing fortune. But as it turned out, we were on the trail of the very man himself.
I don't know why he picked the journey.
Of that journey, with no detail spared, no fact left unrelated.
It's going all in.
And so at the journey's end, you may ask yourself, dear reader, what of the main players in this saga? Danny went home to a happy reunion with
Nice. Okay, we're getting history.
He hung up his pistols and retired from gunslinging, with the intent of pursuing a culinary career. I said I'd be a regular if he ever opened a restaurant. I shall have to honor that promise should it come to pass.
I really hope there's another game that we can get to go and see these guys again.
Begun the process of obtaining her medical license. She tells me she plans to convert Lola Johnson's wagon into a kind of mobile clinic, traveling the frontier, helping those in need. It will be a welcome.
That's good for Lola and also good for Nadine.
Hawking miracle cures. I can think of no one more qualified to dispense medical care. As for Miss Johnson,
I like that.
This new business venture will hopefully be more to her liking. At the very least, she now sets her own course, rather than bending to the whims of her clients. Miss Johnson truly opened up and offered me her friendship, for which I am ever grateful. I am truly happy that she and Nadine have found each other.
Definitely.
I would be remiss to neglect mentioning our dearly departed friend.
Yes. Tell me about Phil.
Phil Marquez was a great man. He was always...
It's a good picture as well.
Cared for those around him and was just plain fun to be around. I will forever cherish the time I had with him, and I will carry his memory and
we're going to mention
for
Jake.
the rest of my days.
Wow.
Of course, I must acknowledge the catalyst for this grand adventure, Gentleman Jake Ackerman, albeit with some trepidation. For while it's true that he set this whole adventure in motion, it is my unpleasant duty to inform you, dear readers, that Mr. Ackerman is nothing more than a fraud.
Just going all in on that one.
Brave and noble hero he purports to be, Jake showed his true colors in a moment of danger. We found ourselves ambushed by Blackburn agents. Jake disgracefully turned and fled, leaving us to face the ruthless barbarians on our own.
I wonder if we could have changed that.
I have not heard from him since,
I wonder if we could have changed that outcome.
nor would I wish to. As far as I'm concerned, he could be dead in a ditch or drowned in cheap whiskey in some dark saloon corner. The sooner this fallen star fades from our collective memories, the better we can all sleep. As for Dr. Clark, he seems happy in his new employment at Vespuccia Petrol. I can only hope his contributions to Mrs. Shaw's enterprise offer greater balm to the restless, inventive mind than the manufacture of apocalyptic weaponry.
Definitely. I mean, there's always
Dear readers,
someone's going to make it
is the
eventually.
long and the short of it. This was an adventure unlike any other I've been on. I doubt any other will ever compare.
It's a long-ass article.
Whew, my hand hurts. Let's see what Joni has to say about
After
this.
writing that whole thing by hand, I understand.
Well, what do you think?
You want my honest opinion?
Should be a book.
Yes, of course I do.
Yes, may as well.
Good. Very good. It's great, actually. There's just no way on God's green earth we can print this.
Why not?
Secret underground laboratories, government conspiracies, special projects to develop etheric weapons. No one would be aware of it. Not to mention you name some very powerful and important people who'd have me locked up for libel with a snap of a finger.
Valid concerns, to be fair. What am I supposed to do?
So what do you suggest I do?
I'm thinking perhaps you can repurpose it.
Come again?
This story's got everything. Adventure, mad scientists, conspiracies, betrayals. Folk could pay through the nose to read this. If it were a novel.
Yes, as a book.
Novel?
Mark as a book, novel, based on true story.
Little narrative restructuring. You can even say it's based on actual events. That way we're off the hook if anyone's feathers get ruffled. What do you think?
Why not?
Book, huh?
Trust me, I have a nose for these things. This one smells like a hit. You're sitting on a pile of aurum.
Why not?
All right.
Go for it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Now all we need's a title.
That's your job, isn't it?
Suppose it is. It needs to be something catchy. Something simple yet evocative.
Rosewater.
Something like...
Rosewater. Yes! An actual book. Apparently they're trying to get it to do a book all the time. And we're into the credits. Alright. I enjoyed that. I really am. I really did. Few minor things, but overall, thoroughly enjoyed that. As per usual, I'm going to skip to either after credit scene or the main menu. I shall see you soon. Right. So, we're going to leave that here, because obviously we are at the end of the game. I don't think I'll read... I was considering doing a new game plus and trying to get different outcomes, but I don't know whether that would be of interest to you. I might do another run at a later time. After a little while, I might come back to it and redo the game and make different choices. Try to get a different, not like a different outcome. It's going to be the same ultimate outcome, just different path through. I'd be interested to see some of the changes. I would like to see the ending with Phil. That would also be interesting. Also, try and get Jake on the on our side as well. That might be thing. See if we can get like Jake and Phil instead of Nadine and Danny. Might be interesting to play around with. Not right now though. Maybe at a later date. Anyway, big me real quick. Let's talk about the game. Genuinely enjoyed it all the way through. Storyline wise, really good. Some of the side quest stuff that we had in the middle was really good. However, I said it in the previous episode, that section of the game, I think the pacing was very slightly off. It was minor. It just outstayed its welcome. Like, I was starting to get bored of the side quests literally just before we ended up in El Presidio. I think it just started to outstay its welcome. And I think if it had lasted a little bit longer, I might have put some of it just to get to... I might have cut like the side content, like the rest of the side content, probably until we got to where we need to be. I was going to say Vespuccia, it's not Vespuccia. I keep on thinking Vespuccia and it's not. El Presidio. Pacing wise, dropped off in the middle. However, still thoroughly enjoyable. Like I said, minor thing for me. Minor. The stories themselves were well written. The little side quest things were well written, well voice acted, well animated. Everything else was great. Great. Pacing just kind of dropped off in the middle. That's just a me thing. Overall though, thoroughly enjoyed it. It's made me kind of want to go back and find Lamplight City, which is technically the first game in the series. I don't think it's directly connected, like storyline wise, I don't think it's directly connected to this game, so I think it's alright. This is alright as a standalone. I'm curious about Lamplight City, so I might go back and find that and play that at some point as well. If you'd be interested in that. I think if you've enjoyed this series, I probably think you would enjoy the first one. I'm just saying that. You'll let us know. You'll let us know if you didn't like this and that I shouldn't play the first one, or if you have an opinion on the first one without spoilers, obviously. Tell me whether I should play it or not, whether it's worth playing. This though kind of tells me it probably is worth playing. I'm gonna leave it at that. So, like I said, we're leaving this here because obviously it is the end of the game. We could probably end up doing a replay at some point just to get different outcomes, and just because it's a choose your own adventure kind of style, the choices we make does have an effect. Probably not in the overall arching story, that thread's going to be right the way the same. Our path to get here would be different, and making deliberate choices rather than just going off on a whim like we did with this one. I'm curious. I'm also curious if there's going to be a sequel to this one. That would be interesting as well. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this series. If you have, please let me know in the comment section below. If you are new here, before I forget, I almost forgot. Before we go into outro, we're going to go back a little bit. Also need to remember to thank Ash Games and Grundislav Games for providing me a copy of this game for free. I almost forgot it. We can't leave them hanging. By all means, if you have enjoyed it as well, go show them some love. Tell them you enjoyed the game. Do all that jazz. Show them some love. They deserve it. They genuinely do. So, that being said, Thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this series. If you have, please let me know in the comment section below. If you are new here, feel free to come hang out. Come check out some other stuff that we have going on. We would love to have you here. If you're not new here, welcome back. Thank you again for all the support. It is much appreciated. I have noticed that I think it's 87% of you are not subscribed. That is a free thing that you can do. It helps me out a great deal. As well as coming back and watching stuff. It all helps. And that subscribing is a free thing you can do. If you do, however, want to go above and beyond, you can opt into the membership stuff as well. Throw me some dinero. If you do that, if you grab a tier 1, you get yourself your name up on the wall. And if you grab a tier 2, you get your name up on the wall as well. And you get early access to the videos. Should you want to do that, that would be grand. Don't worry about it if you can't though, or don't want to. Because as I would say, memberships are always... I was going to say mandatory. That is incorrect. Memberships are always optional, but are never mandatory. We're getting there in the end. It's slowly descending into a train wreck. Also, please remember to be a light in the dark for someone, because you never know when a single act or word of kindness can change someone's day or life for the better, or in ways that you may never understand. Remember, your words have power. Use them wisely. If in doubt, be nice. Be nice. I love you all from the bottom of my heart, and you all know what's coming. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. And as always, see you on the flip side. Bye bye.